First of all, the reserves. Number 4, Jamari Starks. Number 7, DeLon Wright. Number 13, Walter Spurlock. Number 17, Jackson DeVos. Number 19, Pierce Donnelly. And number 20, AJ Bagby. And now for the Royal starters. Outside hitter, number 5 from Newport News, Virginia, Nate McGee. At opposite, a 6'4" freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Andre Mills. Number 10, in the middle, a 6'4" senior from Chesterfield, Virginia, Ben Childers. A 6'5" opposite from Gloucester, Virginia, number 11, David Ward. A 6'2" senior from Newport News, he's a setter, number 12, Tyler Oates. And a middle blocker from San Juan, Puerto Rico, a 6'6" freshman, number 15, Jose Melendez. And at libero, a 5'6" freshman from Newport News, Virginia, Ray De La Cruz. The Royals are coached by Omar Hoyos, and he is assisted by Anthony Devantier and Talia Hoyos. Now let's meet the Knights. Number 2, Jason Hall. Number 3, Bryce Stringham. Number 5, Kimo Huey. Number 8, Jared Brown. Number 14, Curtis Stone. Number 15, Maxim Sutton. Number 17, Isaac Carrillo. And number 20, Quinn Shumway. And now for the night starters. Number 1 from Sao Paulo, Brazil, Cristo Bianchi. Number 4, outside hitter from Mesa, Arizona, Jimbo Brown. And opposite from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, number 9, Sam Canlin. A senior setter from Palmyra, Pennsylvania, number 10, Tyler Schaefer. A junior opposite from Palmyra, Pennsylvania, number 11, Christian Schaefer. And a 6'8" opposite from Gilbert, Arizona, number 18, Kyler Evans. And at libero, number 6 from Las Vegas, Nevada, Justin Madsen. The Knights are coached by Tom Peterson, and he is assisted by Cheryl Peterson, Russ Tompkins, Gabe Wagner, Jeff Tomlinson, and Steve Rasmussen. The officials for today's match are Wayne Clark, Doug McDonald, Steve Henderson, and Jamel Roberts.
Good afternoon and welcome back to everyone who joins us here on YouTube. We welcome you back to Lexington, Virginia for this 13th edition of the Continental Volleyball Conference Tournament in this edition of Knights Broadcasting. And again, as we give you a live look into the Holtkamp Gymnasium here at Washington and Lee University, we are getting set for the second semifinal today, featuring the number 5 seed Eastern Mennonite Royals and your host, the number 1 seed Southern Virginia University Knights. My name is Quinn Meyer, and I'll be presenting the action to you today alongside our stellar production crew at Knights Broadcasting. We thank you for tuning in and hope you'll be able to sit back and enjoy this one. Of course, both of these teams very talented here in a loaded CVC, but they got here in different ways. Southern Virginia cruised through an undefeated regular season to clinch their second consecutive number 1 seed and right to host the tournament. EMU, as they get things off with a serve, is enjoying a bit of a renaissance season in the second year under head coach Omar Hoyos. This is Tyler Oaks to get things going here in semifinal number 2. Nice receive from Christian Schaefer. They're going to set up Kyler Evans right at the bat. And the first kill of the day belongs to the Knights. Just a couple of weeks ago, the Knights earned their first ever number 1 ranking in the nation in program history. Good recovery from Sam Canlin. This is Christian Schaefer. Ray Dela Cruz not able to handle that. An early 2-0 lead for Southern Virginia. Not only does Southern Virginia hold a 26-0 overall record and 8-0 in conference play, that one goes right to Tyler Schaefer, and it's 3-0. But not only are they undefeated, they have only lost 3 sets this entire year. And they've beaten Eastern Mennonite twice, both in 3-set sweeps. There's an ace from Jeremy Brown. Early 4-0 goal for Eastern Mennonites. There's a tough receive again by David Ward as a couple of Royals make their way towards the scorer's table. Aren't able to get there in time. 2 aces from Jeremy Brown right off the bat. It's 5-0. Good receive that time from David Ward. On the attack goes Eastern Mennonite. Point number 1 on the day for the Royals.
Side out to the Ward. Back to center, number 5, Nate McGee.
This is Nate McGee, graduate out of Newport News, Virginia, an essential part in all facets of the game this year for the Royals. That one goes just outside. A service error for McGee. It's 6-1. Despite this early start, don't be fooled. Eastern Mennonite is a very talented club, and I mentioned enjoying a bit of a comeback season for their program. They're just 2 years removed from a 2-win season, 3 years removed from a 0-win season. So head coach Omar Hoyos has them trending in the right direction. That one's going to go just out of bounds off the dig. Eastern Mennonite smartly lets that one fly outside the line. And they get one back at 6-2. Ben Childers, the middle hitter, now to serve. Tough receive from Jeremy Brown. It almost works in his favor. Good recovery by David Ward. Christian Schaefer lofts it over the top and down. 7-2. Southern Virginia looking to do some damage in this year's tournament after bowing out in the semifinal as the number 1 seed in last year's CVC tournament edition. Good dig by Madsen. They're going to go to Sam Canlin on the near side. Deflects off of Jose Melendez and back down in front of Nate McGee. Count it for Sam. Eastern Mennonite trying to weather the storm after the early 5-0 lead from Southern Virginia. Tough receive from Nate McGee. Eastern Mennonite not able to handle it. Count that as a service ace for Tyler Schaefer. And again, you can follow the live stats of today's matchup on Night Athletics. It's 9-2 currently. Set up for Melendez. Schaefer couldn't get all of it. And there's the first kill for Eastern Mennonites. Check that, it's the second kill for Eastern Mennonite. Their first point came on the attack. Easy receive for Jeremy Brown. They're gonna go back down the middle. Sam Canlin. Eighth season under Tom Peterson. He's been there since the beginning of this night's program. Of course, his wife, Cheryl Peterson, sitting right there next to him. That one's going to stay inside the line. It was close, but count it for Christian. There will be the first timeout called by either squad. It's from Coach Hoyos of Eastern Mennonite, as the Knights are out of the gates quickly with 6 kills. And of course, taking advantage of the one service error from Eastern Mennonites. The Knights are, again, a perfect 26-0 on the season, perfect 8-0 in CVC play. It's the second consecutive season that they are hosting the CVC tournament. And of course, trying to put the cherry on top to conference play with a championship. It would be their first since 2021. Meanwhile, it's the first tournament appearance for Eastern Mennonite since 2018. They also qualified for the semifinal that year. But since then, it's been a bit of a rocky road for the Royals until the arrival of head coach Omar Hoyos. As previously mentioned, he has turned things around in a hurry. Their first tournament appearance in 6 years and already doing damage after defeating Randolph-Macon, the number 4 seed rather, in 3 consecutive sets on Tuesday. So again, lots of momentum in the favor of Eastern Mennonite as well, so do not count them out. It's 11-3 early on for the Knights. Christian Schaefer inside, another ace. Southern Virginia also holds a 10-game winning streak against Eastern Mennonite. The Royals actually won the first 2 meetings between these two teams in the all-time history. Christian Schaefer again, that time outside, smartly let go by the libero Ray De La Cruz. Christian Schaefer leads the team in kills coming into this matchup with 320. One of the premier attackers in the nation. This is David Ward. Good receive from Justin Madsen, setting up Jeremy Brown, elevating and straight down. David Ward of Eastern Mennonite, a superb attacker in his own right, leads their team in kills. 302 coming into this matchup on the season in kills for David Ward. De La Cruz couldn't get a handle on that one. It goes by him. Another ace, this time for Cristo Bianchine, the junior from Sao Paulo, Brazil. De La Cruz diving for that one. It looked like he maybe got in the way of David Ward, who had a better angle on the ball. But Cristo will take that one and head back behind the line to wind up one more time. 15-4 in set number 1. Good receive that time from Walter Spurlock. On the attack go the Royals. Good dig from Tyler Schaefer. Brown rejected. Either Jose Melendez or Walter Spurlock able to get all of that one straight down on top of the logo. A much needed point for Eastern Mennonite. Again, that's Ben Childers this time. 2 consecutive rejections to some of the Knights' best hitters, Jeremy Brown and now Kyler Evans, the victim on that rejection. Eastern Mennonite showing some life after a bit of a slow start. This is Melendez. Now Tyler Schaefer, senior setter. Jeremy Brown up over top of one of the Royals, but a good recovery from David Ward. Back and forth we go. Meeting them at the net. And Jeremy Brown was able to get the force on that one and go off the two blockers, I believe Tyler Oakes perhaps, or maybe Walter Spurlock again. Knights extend that lead back to double digits, 16-6. Off the top of the net, handled by Ward, then De La Cruz. And this gives the Knights a chance to go on the attack. Christian Schaefer soars down the middle, couldn't get all of it. Rejected by Jeremy Brown at the net, back come the Royals. Nice little rally, this is Kyler Evans rather. They reverse to Sam Canlon, another block. And this is going to go in favor of Southern Virginia as Tyler Schaefer met Ben Childers at the net, but good net play from Eastern Mennonite here early on as Coach Hoyos will take a timeout. But that point certainly could have gone either way. But Tyler Schaefer gets the best at the net that time. 17-6 the lead here in set number 1. Knights looking to advance to another CVC championship match. They've won 2 tournament titles since joining the league in 2017, I believe. But things looking good early for the number 1 seed. And of course, look to do some serious damage in the CVC and get themselves another title, but looking to make noise at the national level. They were eliminated in the quarterfinal last year, as was Juniata, the team that one of these 2 squads will be facing in tomorrow's championship. Early hitting percentage for Southern Virginia is at .467, a pretty wild rate. Not too bad for Eastern Mennonite either at .300, but haven't been able to quite keep pace with the heavy hitting Knights. Southern Virginia still looking for their first block. Meanwhile, Eastern Mennonite has 2, as you saw not too long ago on Jeremy Brown and Kyler Evans, the 2 Knights that were on the attack. But Jose Melendez, Ben Childers, and company have held pretty steady so far. Canlon's going to sail that one out of bounds.
Checking in for the Knights, number 2, Jason Hall. Back to serve for the Royals, number 12, Tyler Oakes.
Service has been pretty good for the most part so far. Of course, the Knights are a team that has into it with a pretty high volume of service errors, but been able to counter that. Lots of power from Jeremy Brown, but the Royals stave it off. Back to Brown. He's got it.
Jeremy Brown, point Knights.
But to my previous point, the Knights have been able to counter a heavy number of service errors with many service aces this year. Good receive from David Ward, a little bit closer to the net than he wanted as Tyler Oakes made contact there. And that'll be a point to the Knights. 19-7 is the score. Knights closing in on a set 1 victory. Jeremy Brown. Nice dig from Jayton Hall. Royals back with it. Childers sneaky. And he'll earn that point off the hands of Tyler Schaefer.
Second in for the Royals, number 5, Nate McGee. He's back to serve.
Ray De La Cruz coming back in, the libero for Eastern Mennonite. This is Nate McGee. Off the top of the net, nicely done by Madsen. They're gonna set up Kyler Evans just inside the line. And they hit that important 20 mark. And the lead is extended to 8 to 12 points. Jeremy Brown again off the top of the net. They're going to go back to David Ward, their leading attacker, as Jayton Hall came soaring in. Caused Christian Schaefer to lose track of the ball. So a defensive error on the Knights brings the deficit down to 11. David Ward getting on the board there. Good pass, good set. Bianchi didn't get all of it. Good recovery from Tyler Oakes. Now Christian Schaefer. Just in front of Nate McGee, another kill for Christian.
Tyler Schaefer back to serve. Sam Canlon back in the match for the
Just the reach and the height of Southern Virginia is really unmatched throughout most of the country. It makes it very difficult for the front row of opponents to get their hands on the ball, as there's another tough service that Nate McGee can't handle. David Ward went after it. That makes it 22-9.
Checking in for the Royals, number 13, Walter Spurlock.
Tyler Schaefer again on the serve. Handled by Ward. This is Oakes. High riser, deflects off the front row and in. That was Andre Mills. Freshman opposite from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 6'4" and tons of athleticism, so you know he can get up there. They're going to Christian on the outside, and he's going to find some contact in there, and it goes out of bounds. Another point and a kill for Christian Schaefer. But Andre Mills and David Ward can make a pretty lethal tandem, the two opposites of the Royals, excuse me. Another tough handle for De La Cruz, the libero. And it is set point just like that, 24-10 the score. Southern Virginia bench lively as always as we get set for set point. Christian Schaefer. Nice recovery, that's De La Cruz. But they're gonna whistle him for that one, and that'll go in favor of Southern Virginia. Knights off to a hot start in all parts of the game as we see both teams switch sides. The talent, depth, and athleticism of Southern Virginia on full display here in semifinal number 2. Both of these teams trying to clinch a berth in the championship match with Juniata College tomorrow. That'll be held at 3 p.m. here at Holcamp Gymnasium on Knights Broadcasting on YouTube. And while we take this 2-minute or so break, as always, the Knights Athletic Department wants to thank our very many sponsors for their continued support in Knights Athletics. Those sponsors being River Crossing Apartments, Mill Creek Orthodontics, Grace Automotive, who offer 10% discounts to students and staff of Southern Virginia. Also the Beeve and their sweet souvenirs, Papa John's, Straws, Drinks and Eats, Cornerstone Bank, Katana, Sushi, and Hibachi Express, as well as Vinyl Cut. So we thank those sponsors so much for their continued support of Knights Athletics, and ask all of those tuning in to do us a favor and show your support to them as well. For our many local businesses in Buena Vista, also in Lexington and the Rockbridge County area. Again, just an absurd hitting percentage so far for Southern Virginia at .524. Only 2 service errors in that first set. Only 1 for Eastern Mennonite, so both teams doing a solid job in that category. But meanwhile, Southern Virginia has 10 service aces to their name, which really was the difference, as there's some pretty good net play by Eastern Mennonite in that first set. Had some good moments themselves on the attack, but those 10 service aces really put it out of reach and allowed Southern Virginia to control play throughout. 2 blocks as well for Eastern Mennonite. Southern Virginia still looking for their first. And by way of individual stats, it's Christian Schaefer, as typical, leads the squad with 4 kills. And then Sam Canlon with 2, Kyler Evans also with 2, Jeremy Brown with 3. He's looking good in the early going. Christian Schaefer also leads with 4 service aces. As has been stated previously on this broadcast, as well as the broadcast of the first semifinal, all conference awards were handed out. All conference teams were listed on the CVC website. Also, Tom Peterson, coach of Southern Virginia, won his 4th Coach of the Year award. And Southern Virginia racked up the all-conference honors. 6 athletes from the Knights on those all-conference teams. Christian Schaefer, Jeremy Brown, Kyler Evans, Tyler Schaefer, Justin Madsen, the libero, and as well as Cristo Bianchine, who's been a unit at the net, leads the nation rather in blocks per set. Still looking for his first. Here's Sam Canlon to get us going in the second. Tough handle again, looking for their 11th service ace. They won't get it, but back on the attack go the Knights. Kyler Evans off the front row. And that'll be a point, Southern Virginia. Another net violation. Coach Hoyo's looking for explanation and trying to get his troops back into it and get this thing set even. Inside, Sam Canlon, make it 11 service aces for the Knights. Sam Canlon again. Received by De La Cruz. Good recovery. That was Tyler Oakes as Kyler Evans tried to put it back over. Oakes is going to set up David Ward. Dig by Justin Madsen. Schaefer rejected. Madsen able to dig it back out. Nice rally we've got going here. Just inside. Eastern Mennonite a much needed point. And you could see them before that last Sam Canlon serve. It's David Ward pleading with Nate McGee to, just letting him know that those are all his balls, that he can get them. He's capable of doing it. David Ward back to serve now. Into the net he goes. Jamari Starks will sub in for David Ward.
Number 4, Jamari Starks. Brown back to serve.
Starks, a defensive specialist. Looking for Andre Mills. Wasn't in the wheelhouse. Almost turns into an easy point for Southern Virginia. This is Oakes. Spurlock, rather. He gets blocked, but it's out of bounds, and a point to Eastern Mennonite.
Back to serve for number 15, Jose Melendez.
So Jose Melendez on the serve. Looking for Kyler Evans. That's blocked. Here come the Royals. Dug out by Madsen. This is for Jeremy Brown down the middle, but it gets too far under that one. And a point to Eastern Mennonite. We are knotted at 3. Nice little run here for the Royals. Melendez again. Easily received by Christian Schaefer. They're going to set up Kyler Evans. Royals were looking for a call into the net on that one rather than the block, but play on, says the official. Tyler Schaefer, a set cross court for Christian, just outside. Point to the Royals. I think Tyler Schaefer signaling to the official that it was deflected. And it looks like Tyler Oaks of Eastern Mennonite looked to agree with that and perhaps even gave the official a hint that it did go off of him instead. So a good show of sportsmanship from Tyler Oaks. Good recovery by Starks on that service. This is Mills. Cristo Bianchi getting into the mix for the first time. He was a little quiet in that first set, but a kill for Cristo. Jaron Brown coming back in on the service. That'll be just outside, a point back to Eastern Mennonite, as Jaron Brown will come back out. Madsen, the libero, back in. Cristo again, just outside, if not deflected. And it will be a point for Eastern Mennonite. Again, pretty solid net play by Eastern Mennonite, forcing a couple of those attacks too high and outside. Setting up the Schaefer special there, rejected. Spurlock able to get to it. This is Mills, inside. Eastern Mennonite, just like that, has their first lead of the evening at 6-5 in set number 2. Knights looking to get their groove back. This is Tyler Oaks on the service. That'll be an error. Into the net he goes. Again, both teams pretty clean on the services through a set and change. A rare error there for the Royals. Good receive that time, De La Cruz. They're gonna set up Childers in the middle. He's gonna get to it after the Knights' rejection. Looking for Christian Schaefer. Good dig by Starks. Walter Spurlock again.
Checking in for the Royals, number 11, David Ward, number 5, Nate McGee.
Eastern Mennonite regains the lead at 7-6. Here in the second set. This is Nate McGee back to serve, subbed back in recently. Madsen, a good pass. Looking for Cristo Bianchi and rejected. It's Ben Childers. Excellent net presence from Childers and company, and that's a 2-point lead for Eastern Mennonite, their largest of the day. Southern Virginia finding it a little more difficult to get through the blockers of Eastern Mennonite here in the second set. This is Bianchi again. Southern Virginia looking for a response. Bianchi a little bit far off the net that time. This is McGee. Schaefer able to fight it off. Now Madsen gonna tap it back over. This is Childers just outside, and that'll be a point for the Knights. They needed that one to get back within 2. But despite that point, you can definitely tell Eastern Mennonite still holds the momentum at this time. Christian Schaefer on the service. Going back to David Ward, and that's going to be a point for Eastern Mennonite. Much of the crowd thought Bianchi got the rejection, but it was on his side of the net coming down. Lots of power in that one from David Ward. Back to a 3-point lead for the Royals. This is Tyler Schaefer going reverse for Sam Canlin. Royals able to fight it off. Good job by Oaks. Bianchi rejected. Southern Virginia looks just a little rattled at the moment. Jeremy Brown, there's one to get you back in your groove. Much needed kill by Jeremy Brown to get the momentum perhaps swayed back in your direction. This is Bianchi on the service. Received by McGee, going for Ward. Royals thought there might have been a net fault. None doing, and a second consecutive point for Southern Virginia. It is 11-9 the score. Off the net, recovering was Tyler Oakes. This is Andre Mills. Good dig, Tyler Schaefer. Jeremy Brown again rejected. Good net presence by Eastern Mennonite. That's Andre Mills on that side. Now Brown off of Mills and out of bounds. 3 consecutive points for Southern Virginia as they're starting to find their groove again. Eastern Mennonite giving Southern Virginia the number 1 seed in the conference, number 1 ranking in the nation, all they can handle as David Ward goes off Sam Canlin and out of bounds.
Mills to serve.
Five blocks for Eastern Mennonite. Jose Melendez had the opportunity, cannot take advantage of that receive by Justin Madsen, and Melendez will go out of bounds. Tough break for the Royals, an excellent break for the Knights. This is Sam Canlin. Same thing gonna happen with De La Cruz. This time the Knights do the job and take advantage of the error from Eastern Mennonite. That just shows that any opponent of Southern Virginia really has to take advantage of the few mistakes the Knights make, or else they might make you pay in points to follow. Another service ace, that's Sam Canlin. Coach Hoya is asking that back row to step up just a little bit. That time received by McGee. He's going to get it back. Mills almost hammered at the same time. Christian Schaefer soars down the middle. Eastern Mennonite was able to capture lots of momentum and earned an 11-7 lead against the number 1 team in the country, but Southern Virginia fought back with a vengeance as Coach Hoyas calls a timeout for the first time in the second set. Lots of fire in that huddle as he knows his team, the Royals, are on the verge of a set victory here against Southern Virginia, or on the verge of grabbing control of the second set, I should say. Still lots of points to play here in the second. But 5 total blocks for Eastern Mennonite up until this point compared to Southern Virginia's 1. They've dominated play at the net and have made it really difficult for the hitters of Southern Virginia to find a way through. Eastern Mennonite also with 10 block assists compared to Southern Virginia's 2. And of course that hitting percentage of Southern Virginia has plummeted since that run early in the second from Eastern Mennonite. It's now 250 for the Knights compared to 273 for Eastern Mennonite. Southern Virginia still controlling play in service aces with 11. Canlin back to serve. He has a couple of those. Way up high he goes. Tough handle for Andre Mills. And I'm sure that's something that Coach Hoyas mentioned at the very least in their huddle in the previous timeout. Not able to correct it on that service. That one's going to go just outside, so the Knights counter that ace with an error.
Taking in for the Royals, number 13, Walter Spurlock.
That'll be 4 service errors rather, for Southern Virginia. They hold a 15-13 lead here in set number 2. They lead 1-0. Looking for Jeremy Brown. He's going to fall in the official stand as that bounced off the front row of Eastern Mennonite, out of bounds. Another point for Jeremy Brown and the Knights. Official's going to take a moment to adjust that. Looks to be just fine, as is Jeremy Brown, who's on the serve. Off the top of the net, handled by Spurlock. He's going to get it back. Big net presence from Schaefer and Evans. Jeremy Brown into the net. You can tell he wanted that one back, as maybe the timing was just a little bit off as he reached the arc of his jump a little bit before he wanted to make contact. This is Jose Melendez back to serve. Good dig from Melendez, but it's going to sail out of bounds, and Christian Schaefer will be on the kill. Ray De La Cruz, the libero, going to sub back in. Also, Cristo Bianchi of Southern Virginia. Just outside, another point back to Eastern Mennonite. They're just within 2, so hanging around after giving up that 4-point lead in the middle of the second set. Coach Hoyo's shouting instructions to his front row. Schaefer special, nice job by Starks. They're gonna go far side for Walter Spurlock. Keeping it in was Sam Canlin. Christian Schaefer went for the one-handed block, it looked like on that time. We've seen him pulled off quite a bit. But Eastern Mennonite gets the better of the Knights on that point. They are just within 1, 17-16. Tough handle from Jeremy Brown. It gets the Royals a chance on the attack. Royals are gonna dispute that call, but it goes in favor of Southern Virginia as Tyler Schaefer met a couple of Royals at the net. It is 18-16, a big point, a big swing perhaps in the later stages of the second set. Tough receive by De La Cruz, but enough for Andre Mills to recover. Tyler Schaefer setting up Christian. And Mills got a lot of it, but it goes back into the net off of his shoulder for a Christian Schaefer point. Tyler Oakes setting up Andre Mills. It goes off of Christian Schaefer and out. Count it for Mills. Christian Schaefer leading the Knights with 7 kills. Meanwhile, for Eastern Mennonites, it's Andre Mills with 5 kills. McGee back to serve. He'll sail that one to the left side into the bench of Southern Virginia. Big couple of points here as Eastern Mennonite will take a timeout. Coach Hoyos sensing the urgency late in the second set. They'll try to get back on page. But the second set has been all about momentum. The Knights were out to the early lead, but Eastern Mennonite snatched the momentum right from them and went out to an 11-7 lead at one point, but the Knights fought back to retake the lead and now lead it 20-17. But Eastern Mennonite playing tough, playing scrappy here in the second, looking for a set victory against the #1 ranked team in the country of Southern Virginia. Jeremy Brown leads Southern Virginia with 8 kills. Justin Madsen with 7 right behind him. So while it's been a rocky second set, some might say, for Southern Virginia, they still do hold the lead, looking to win their second consecutive set and put themselves on the cusp of the CVC championship match. 2017, it's Christian Schaefer now. David Ward receives that. This is Oaks back to Ward, rejected. Combination of Sam Canlin and Cristo Bianchi. This is Christian Schaefer just outside. Ben Childers dunking underneath that one. Oh no, they're gonna say that one is a point for Southern Virginia, just inside. Another service ace for the Knights. Good reception by De La Cruz that time. This is Ward on that far side. That was disrupted by Bianchi. Near side for Jeremy Brown, just outside. De La Cruz all over that one. Knew it was out from the beginning, and a much needed point for the Royals. This is Childers, has had a stellar game, especially at the net. Reverse for Canlin, good recovery by Oaks. Andre Mills. 22-19, Eastern Mennonite hanging around, looking to clinch a set. This is Sam Canlin. Again, he's rejected, but that's gonna go, oh no, it does stay in bounds. Another crucial block by that front row of the Royals. Tough break for Ben Childers and the Royals. That one's gonna sail way out of bounds. A big swing there from 22 to 21 possibly, but now at 23 to 20. Says Cristo Bianchi. São Paulo native in Brazil. Back to serve. Here comes Mills again, finding that top left corner in between Tyler Schaefer and Cristo Bianchi. Quinn Shumway's gonna sub in for Southern Virginia. Very talented freshman from Arizona. They're gonna look for Tyler Schaefer off of the front row. Good recovery by Mills. Here come the Knights. Jeremy Brown, again dug out by McGee. This is David Ward, straight down. Timeout, Southern Virginia, as Eastern Mennonite once again has grabbed momentum and are trailing by just one, 23-22. In the second set of play, Southern Virginia leads it 1-0 in semifinal number 2 of the Continental Volleyball Conference Tournament. Eastern Mennonite now has 6 total blocks and 12 block assists. At this point, the thing that's really costing Eastern Mennonite is the amount of service aces that Southern Virginia has accumulated, but also those reception errors that go along with those aces. 14 reception errors for Eastern Mennonite compared to Southern Virginia's 0. But the Royals have dominated play for many stretches of time at the net. Eastern Mennonite looking to tie it up. It's Andre Mills on the serve. Into the net. A key point for Southern Virginia. It is set point 24-22. Sam Canlin, he goes into the nets. Back-to-back service errors out of that timeout, one from either side. Walter Spurlock will come in for Nate McGee. Spurlock has looked very good off the bench today for Coach Hoyos. David Ward now. Tyler Schaefer for Christian down the middle. It is 2-0 Southern Virginia. Southern Virginia able to stave off a big surge from Eastern Mennonite to win set number 2 to put them on the verge of the CVC championship match. Just one set more needed for Southern Virginia. But again, Eastern Mennonite really giving the Knights all they can handle. A stellar second set. And had the Knights pretty dazed and questioning themselves perhaps for just a minute there. But ultimately the Knights, as they've done all year long, able to fight off adversity and put themselves in the driver's seat of their 27th victory of the season to stay undefeated in a date with Juniata and the CVC final tomorrow at 3 p.m. here at Holcamp Gymnasium. And while we have just another minute before the beginning of set number 3, the Knights Athletic Department once again wants to thank our very many sponsors for the continued support of Knights Athletics, those being Mill Creek Orthodontics, Grace Automotive, where students and staff of Southern Virginia can receive 10% discounts on their vehicle maintenance needs. Also the Beeve and their sweet souvenirs. Papa John's, locally owned and operated. Straws, Drinks and Eats, Cornerstone Bank, Katana Sushi and Hibachi Express, Vinyl Cuts and Gifts, and River Crossing Apartments. We thank them so much for their continued support of Knights Athletics and ask that all of you tuning in do what you can to help support these local businesses just as they support our athletic programs. Christian Schaefer still leading Southern Virginia at 9 kills out of 17 total attacks. Jeremy Brown and Justin Madsen still with 8 and 7 digs apiece. But on the other side, a good set for Eastern Mennonite. It's Andre Mills leading them in kills with 7, followed by David Ward with 5. and a plethora of athletes for the Royals helping them out on the defensive side of things. Both Tyler Oakes and Ray De La Cruz have 4 digs. And then Walter Spurlock, who's looked good in the 2 sets so far, and Nate McGee each have 3 digs. But Jose Melendez also doing work at the net with 2 full blocks, 2 total blocks. Also Andre Mills, David Ward, and Tyler Oakes with a block apiece. And then there's Ben Childers, a block and a half so far. Maybe some miscommunication there from Madsen and Brown. Bianchi going after it. Almost makes contact with the padding there, and that'll be a point for Eastern Mennonite, getting them off on the right foot. Reverse for Christian Schaefer off of Tyler Oakes and past Ben Childers. 1-1 the count.
Christian Schaefer back to serve.
Schaefer on the serve. Lots of power behind that, but David Ward receives it nicely. Andre Mills off the front row. They're going to Schaefer. Softly over. Nice dig from Ray De La Cruz. Mills dug out by Madsen. Brown got to it, but Schaefer couldn't get a third hit over the net in there. And a point to Eastern Mennonite to regain that lead. Great work on the floor by De La Cruz to dig that one out. This is Mills. Off the top of the net. It hung there for just a second and back down.
Houston back to serve. Evans back in the game.
Here comes Cristo. Clean serve, tough receive from De La Cruz. Knights back on the attack. This is Canlin. Rejected, David Ward. Getting that strong arm in there and straight down on the Knights side to keep that lead. Here comes Ward one more time. Tyler Schaefer to Kyler Evans. Back on the floor and making an impact.
Sam Cannon back to serve. Jamari starts back into the Royals.
Sam Canlin now. Tough receive. De La Cruz almost into the second level. And the Knights regain the lead. They're first in the third set. So Kyler Evans coming back in and giving them a boost on that kill before the Sam Canlin ace. Kyler Evans, he spent a little bit of time on the bench. It looked like he was trying to get some tape or support for that knee, as that goes straight into the chest of De La Cruz. 2 consecutive aces for Sam Canlin. Canlin again, up high he goes into the net. Jayton Hall will come back in for Southern Virginia. This is Melendez back to serve for the Royals. Five service aces for Canlin. Tyler Schaefer to Jeremy Brown, deflecting off of Tyler Oakes and out. A kill for Jeremy. Up high it goes. Nice looking set to Andre Mills. But that's rejected by Christian Schaefer. Knights starting to make their presence felt at the net. This has been Childers again, rejected that time. Christian Schaefer again. This is Spurlock, dug out by Brown. Spurlock again. Brown digs it out a second time. This is Christian Schaefer. He sails it. Got under that one. And a point back to Eastern Mennonite.
Back to serve, Tyler Oaks.
This is Tyler Oaks. The Schaefer special. And that's going to go straight down after the contact on that front row. Wasn't quite sure at that point until the official made the signal towards Southern Virginia. This is Jaron Brown subbing back in. He'll take this service. Looking for Childers. Quick release right in the wheelhouse. Eastern Mennonite hanging around still. The libero Justin Madsen will come in. Nate McGee back to serve. Fifth year out of Newport News, Virginia. Looking for Bianching, rejected by Childers. They'll go back at it again. Bianching didn't get all of it. Still alive by Jimbo. Jayden Hall now tries to dig it out, but it hits the floor before Justin Madsen could get to it. Coach Hoyos looked like he was asking for one too many hits before that, but either way it works out for the Royals, and they're back within one. Knights unable to create any sort of separation here, and that's been the case since the middle of the second set when they retook the lead. Outside by McGee.
Sam Canlon back in the match for the Knights. Back to serve, Tyler Schaefer.
Now Tyler Schaefer. Nice looking serve, but it's handled by De La Cruz. Ward! Lots of lift off on that one, but he sailed it a little bit too much. And a point back to the Knights. Here comes Schaefer, received by Ward. They're going to give it back to him off the front row. Nice job by Madsen to recover. Christian Schaefer dug out by De La Cruz. Looked like Brown could have let that one go, but play on. And that'll be a point for Southern Virginia. Perhaps a net violation. Into the net they go. It's a 4-point lead for the Knights. And a timeout taken by head coach Omar Hoyos. And while Southern Virginia took care of business against Eastern Mennonite twice already this season, both in sweeps, don't be too surprised of how tough Eastern Mennonite is playing the Knights, as they've had a very good end of the season, of course, defeating Randolph-Macon in the quarterfinal, and Randolph-Macon a very talented squad, so no easy feat to sweep them. But in the second matchup between these two squads, Eastern Mennonite very noticeably played Southern Virginia tough, and are doing so again here, specifically in that second set, but here also a little deeper into the third. Knights trying to put together another sweep. They've swept every single one of their victories except for two. Those are in conference play against Juniata. They defeated them in 4, and then they defeated Rutgers Newark in 5, having to come back from 2 sets to 1 down.
Tyler Schaefer back to serve for the Knights.
Eastern Mennonite riding a 3-game winning streak. Tyler Oakes the set for Mills, able to rise up and almost capture that kill, but a good recovery from the Knights. Rejected, that's Mills.
Side out to the Royals, not to serve, Childers.
That jumping ability on full display from Andre Mills during that point. Outside from Childers. Knights will gladly take that point back. 12-8 now the score in favor of Southern Virginia. Here in set number 3 in Lexington. This is Christian. Off the shoulder of De La Cruz. And De La Cruz, I mean, he's performed admirably and has had a lot of stellar digs, but he's got his hands full with these Knights services. David Ward into the net, it looked like. That's what Cristo Bianchi's signaling, but play on, they say. Christian Schaefer for Jeremy Brown. Childers, Oakes, now Mills. Rejected by Bianchi. Bianchi wanted an extra hit previously, but it didn't matter because he did it himself and captured the block. Schaefer soars in. Jeremy Brown straight back down. Quick substitution being made by Eastern Mennonite.
Donnelly checks in for the Royals.
That's Pierce Donnelly, the freshman from Jacksonville, Florida, subbing in. He gets contact from the very beginning as Nate McGee not able to clear the nets. Another point for the Knights as they're beginning to roll here in the third. Score is now 16-8.
Taking over the Royals, number 13, Spurlock.
Knights are, I'm sure, looking to wrap things up here as quickly as they can to give themselves extra rest before tomorrow's showdown with Juniata. There's a big strike from Andre Mills, recovered though by the Knights, and Christian Schaefer right down. Christian Schaefer again back to serve. And a timeout is called by Coach Hoyos of Eastern Mennonite. But man, that is no easy task. Andre Mills able to elevate, and the dig from Southern Virginia allows them to get set on the attack, and Christian Schaefer again comes soaring in as he often does and puts it down right to the feet of the front row of Eastern Mennonite. Again, you can keep track of the live stats of this one on knightathletics.com. And again, we'd like to remind you that you're watching this on Knights Broadcasting on YouTube, where our production crew does such a stellar job presenting you all of these events. And be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know how we're doing, and of course how we can improve your viewing experience as we get towards the end, possibly, of semifinal number 2 and into the championship match tomorrow that will already include Juniata College We want to provide you with the best viewing experience possible, so let us know how we're doing. Leave a like and subscribe. Outside by Christian Schaefer. Much needed point back for Eastern Mennonite. Donnelly will sub back out. De La Cruz, libero, coming back in. This is Andre Mills. They're going to set up Bianchi. Big windup and straight down for the junior.
Evans back in for the Knights. Cruiser back to serve.
And again, this junior class of Southern Virginia just absolutely loaded. Cristo Bianchi, Jayton Hall Jr., Jeremy Brown, Justin Matz, and Christian Schaefer. The list just goes on and on with this deep squad. Outside from Jose Melendez. Point, Southern Virginia, 19-9 the score. Good receive from Spurlock. They're going to go to David Ward. That was Tyler Oakes able to recover, but the Knights are on the attack. This is Jimbo. He's going to go down on that one with lots of force. Right at the feet, I believe, of either De La Cruz or Andre Mills. Jeremy Brown, another stellar day for the Knights on the attack. Make that 10 kills. Into double figures he goes. Oakes is going to set up Mills, high riser, and straight down in between Christian and Cristo Bianchi. Make it 8 kills on the day for Andre Mills. Have yourself a day. He's been quite efficient at the net, as David Ward will sail that one out of bounds.
Sam Cannon back to serve.
Sam Canlin already 5 service aces. He's going to look for the line on that one, and it forces Jamari Starks to dive for it off balanced. Another ace for Sam. Tied for the team lead today with 6, along with Christian Schaefer. Again. 23-10, 1 point away from match point. Off the top of the net, and again, Sam Canlin catches a bit of a break that time. 3 consecutive aces as it kind of hung on top of the net and found its way over Tyler Oakes. Match points. Here comes Canlin for a berth in the CVC Championship. Into the net he goes. And the cheers will have to hold off for a moment longer. Eastern Mennonite trying to stave it off. This is Melendez back to serve. Here it comes. Sails out of bounds, and Southern Virginia is going to the CVC Championship.
Please join us tomorrow, 3 o'clock. The conference final will be Indiana versus Southern Virginia here at 3 o'clock. Please make sure you gather all your pieces of the line.
As many may have predicted, it will be the 1 seed Southern Virginia against the 2 seed Juniata College for the CVC Championship, a rematch from the 2021 championship final when the Knights took that one in 5 sets. And this certainly will be a matchup for the ages, one that you don't want to miss, whether it's in person here at Holcamp Gymnasium at Washington and Lee University or here on Knights Broadcasting. We will be presenting you all of the action tomorrow as game time is set for 3 p.m. here on YouTube at Knights Broadcasting. And as again we continue to bring you a live look into Holcamp Gymnasium, we hope you'll be able to join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. for the championship match. Number 1 seed Southern Virginia and number 2 seed Juniata College tomorrow. We thank you for tuning in, and as always, go Knights.